Today we are weaving balls for a Christmas tree. New Year is coming, and as usual I feel like trying something new. I haven't made balls so far. Well, there are video masterclasses on balls, I will share the links. However, based on my experience, there are never too many masterclasses. Every master has their own tricks to share, I'm not an exception. So today we are introducing our woven Christmas ball shape decoration. Let me say a few words on my searching in this area. The masterclass by Zillara has been very useful. You can find the link below our video. Photo tutorial from Master's Fair. Besides, I've got to know the masterclass from Skilled Hands channel. I enjoy watching masterclasses by Alena Bugrova. Every masterclass brings some new interesting ideas. Now regarding my own pursuit. I've tried weaving in 2-tube rope technique using thicker and thinner tubes. Finally, I've chosen the 3-tube rope technique and medium thick tubes. Here is a ball woven of thin tubes. This one has been made of my standard tubes, wrought of 10 cm wide stripe round a knitting needle number 1. I mean, you can try different approaches, which results in different types of balls. Each of them is interesting in their own way. This ball has been woven of yellow tubes patinated with golden paint. Here is a ball made of such dark tubes, then patinated with gold too. This one is made of tubes like these, patinated with silver just a little bit. While this ball has been patinated with some more silver paint. As for which technique to choose, 2 or 3 tube rope, and whether to use thick or thin tubes, it's up to your liking and your Christmas tree. So, for weaving a ball, I use a foam plastic base. As you can see, I've tried each of them. After the ball is ready, I take the base out. I'm not going to weave 2 separate halves, but a whole single ball. Let's take this medium-sized ball, for example. I use it most often. So I take a foam plastic ball and normal pins. Take the pins out, the base is ready. Start weaving like a round bottom. Since there are many various techniques, I don't like repetition. Today I'd like to make a triangle. The way Alena Bugrova makes triangles in her tutorial on a round bottom has made me interested. Since I have to take the number of tubes sufficient to avoid lengthening tubes when working, I take 6 tubes and get 12 basic tubes. So I take 2 tubes, bend them into halves. Take 2 more tubes bent beforehand. Put them onto the first pair of tubes. Lead 2 more tubes carefully through this loop. This way. The triangle is ready. Pull tight up Press with the help of scissors or something heavier. Then distribute the tubes by 2. And start entwining them with a 3-tube rope. Adjoin the tubes. I'm going to weave spirally without finishing every row. Weave in a 3-tube rope technique. Try to distribute the working tubes more or less equally. Reach the second row and start entwining every single tube separately, dividing the pairs of basic poles. I finished the row, after which I'm going to lengthen the working tubes. But before you start, do the following procedure to prevent the edge from being too flat. So, before putting the bottom onto the base, I curve it like this. Now pin the bottom to the base in a few points. After having woven half of the ball, I take the pins out. I believe it is enough. Lengthen the tubes. I insert the tubes into each other deeply, that's why I've got used to weaving with no glue. One, two, three. Continue. Press the rows tightly, especially in those areas where the ball is widening and then narrowing. Weave in a normal 3-tube rope technique. There's nothing difficult about it. Try your best to keep the intervals between the poles identical. Weave pressing the poles to the base to hug it tightly. Continue weaving this way, lengthening the tubes when weaving. Lengthen the tubes carefully, inserting the tubes as deep as possible. The joint is almost invisible. One more thing I like about weaving a ball in a 3-tube rope technique is hiding the joints easily. Since the inside will be invisible to nobody, I don't use any glue. Quite often I even lengthen the tubes without trimming the thick tube end, since all the joints will be hidden from the inner side by the weaving itself. Continue weaving a solid weaving spirally up to the very top. Here, at the stage of sharp narrowing, you can start hugging 2 poles at a time. We will cut 1 pole from each pair later. At the same time, try your best to press the weaving to the previous row carefully, because it tends to slide upwards. So pay attention to this peculiarity and press the tubes to the previous row. If you keep notice of this point, the weaving will be dense enough. At the same time, after I finished 1 row, I'm cutting off 1 pole from each pair. I still can weave 1 more row around single poles. I do my best to make the top as neat as the bottom, however I don't think I can make it perfect. Anyway, let's try. I weave in a 3-tube rope technique up to the very top. Here where the poles meet, I tuck them in. I've already done the same when weaving a mandarin. We've got a recent video. I'm hiding the tails under the poles with the help of a knitting needle or scissors. After which I treat the 3 upper tubes I was working with like I do in spiral weaving. Bend the tube this way, lead under the row, bend the second one, lead under the other row, and the same for the 3rd tube. Lead the tube carefully through the loop with the help of a knitting needle. And the last one. Let's lead it here. Now cut the tails carefully. You can paint the stumps, though I'm going to patinate the whole ball with silver anyway. Anyway, it looks rather nice already. Take the pins out. Actually, you can take them out after reaching half of the ball. You don't need them anymore. Now the most interesting point. In order to take the base out, let's do the following. I mark a pole from which I start cutting every other pole. I've cut 1 pole, leave the next one untouched. The 3rd pole, move the rows slightly apart, be careful not to break the tubes. Cut the pole, pass 1 pole by, cut the next one. Be very careful. cut, pass by, cut, pass by. Well, let's cut one more pole. About 3 poles before we reach the marked one. Now let's get back and cut every other pole checkwise. Take a look, please. Here is the first cut pole, then follow the untouched one. I cut the pole beneath it in the following row. Pass by the pole beneath the one already cut. Cut the one beneath the untouched pole. Pass by one pole. Move the rows apart. Cut. Pass by. Cut. Well, I believe it is enough. I see that I've got about the untouched solid weaving about this area. Here I've got solid weaving. Now very carefully try to open the ball. You can see the pole sticking out, and take the base out in a neat and careful way. After which I glue the pole's tails sticking out. They are going into the same very points they've gone out of. When I used to weave 2 separate halves, I failed to make the joints neat a few times. Well, I believe it is possible to weave 2 identical halves when you get experienced enough. For me personally, it was quite a challenge, so I've invented such a trick. So, spread glue over the stumps and hollows. Then try to join them with the help of a knitting needle. Well, actually they join well enough unattended, but if they doesn't, a needle can be quite helpful. Join the halves neatly and carefully. Now press the ball carefully to join the rows tightly. That's it. The advantage of such a ball is its light weight. Moreover, it is enough to one foam plastic base is only enough to create an unlimited number of balls on it. As a result, you get a solid ball. As for the top, you can decorate it with a bow, a flower, or just some lace. It's up to your liking. So I've got a solid ball with an invisible joint.